So we've been living our container home for the last few months now, and it's been one of those experiences which is, just been like really good. We've kind of come together as a little bit more of a family unit now, and we've been experiencing changes that we'd like to make to the container. We've made some bigger changes to the ultimate plan of what we were trying to achieve. We've done a lot, and we're really excited to kind of show you what we've got. Now, again, our container is not finished yet. So the video that we're about to show you shows the container a few weeks back where it still wasn't 100% complete. And at this point, there are still some finishing touches we need to do. But yeah, we're really excited to show you what this container looks like now. So yeah, let's get into the video. Let's have a look at our container home. We're the naysayers. We've made a change from living in the suburbs to an almost off-the-grid setup based in southeast Melbourne. After a stressful year trying to build and move into our container home, we finally did it. We've learnt a lot of new things along the way and recorded our journey so far. Our aim is to educate ourselves and others on the tiny house movement, but I can tell you one thing, we're definitely no experts. So we invite you to join us on this journey as we learn how to do things we've never done before. So please comment down below and give us your thoughts and comments. Also, we'd love it if you could share a little bit of love and subscribe to our channel as we try to grow our own community. So, let's get started.
Welcome to our container home. So coming back to this side, we've got our bedroom slash lounge room. We've got our IKEA cupboard space here. Now, if you remember from when we were renting the other house, we only had 2 bottom shelf units that we managed to live off for a couple of weeks. So this is a lot bigger because we've got more cupboard space. Before we put the doors on, it was really messy on the inside, so we went to IKEA and got the doors rather than the tubs, because the tubs are a bit of a nightmare to work with. But then having the drawers were a lot easier, especially with Nolan's clothes, because his clothes are so small. So that was really good and handy for us. And the pegboards work amazingly because you just keep adding things on, like sock drawers for Amelia Rose. So that was a really big saving for us, space saver I should say. And then we got a smaller heater from Bunnings that were actually on sale, so which is great because they were slimline and they move and they rotate. So this has been our saving grace for the last couple of nights because it gets freaking cold. Okay, so then moving forward, we got our bed here. So this is actually a day bed that we picked up off Facebook Marketplace. It is IKEA, surprisingly, but it actually pulls out. So when it pulls out, it comes all the way to the end here. So it does turn into a king size bed, which is fantastic for all of us because we've had all of us in the bed, including all the puppies. So we had the 3 puppies before we gave them a new home, and they all latched onto me. So I had 5 dogs and Nolan right on me.
And Amelia and
Amelia Rose and Tristan. So it's been nice not having them around because it does give me more space in my bed, which I like. The good thing about this bed too is that there is some space underneath for storage. So we put all of our blankets and other pillows in there, which has definitely helped saving space during the day. Before we do go forward, we did also invest in getting one of these from IKEA, which has been great for COVID. As you can see, we keep all our masks there, but also the keys. So do recommend anything that can go on the walls in a tiny home for sure. As we come forward down, we've got this. You may have seen from one of our other videos that we got from IKEA, well, from Marketplace, but it is an IKEA one. Great for space saving. As you can see, it's really, really small. On the sides, we've actually put our cups and things inside there, which has also good for saving the space. And we just lift it up in the morning and at night whenever we're eating, which has been fantastic for us. This side, we've got our sliding doors, as you saw Tristan was putting them up in one of the other videos. So it opens and closes, which is great. We've noticed a couple of things. So because it opens in the middle, we haven't been able to have a doggy door, which we did have a sliding thing. So we use that now every now and then. Something that we'll be thinking about for the next container of how we're actually going to install a doggy door. The good thing that we did come up with are these curtains as a blackout, because one of the first nights it gets really, really bright in the morning, which I really love. Tristan does not, because he likes his sleep-ins. So hands up for those who like sleep-ins.
Also cold.
So these curtains are really great because they're black, so they hide the light in the morning, but they also keep the heat inside and the cold outside, which has been good. We really like that. And we went with this option of having 4 because we can then do panels all the way across. So we can, if Tristan's still sleeping, I can do one side and wake him up, or just do all of them, which has been great. The other thing, as you can see, is because we are still doing a work in progress, we will be putting white sheer curtains behind it as well, so that if they are open, the lace will kind of hide what we're doing inside if we need to.
This is the floor.
This is the floorboards that Tristan's installed, and we're really happy with the colour. So we weren't really sure about the colour because we were going to go with something a little bit lighter. So originally this is a darker colour to what we were anticipating, but I'm really happy with it. So pretty good. We've got some advice. Internet is something that is really, really big, especially now that we're in COVID and in lockdown, everybody's online. We ended up getting one of these little boxes from Telstra, and has been great. We are going to look at getting something else to boost it up a little bit, because it does work, but it's not essentially really as much internet that what we use is doable on that. So we're going to see if we can increase it.
Needs to be better.
It needs to be a lot better. But the signal hasn't been too bad in here considering that we're in a container. So I'm pretty happy about that. Coming down into the kitchen, a couple of things. So this side here is actually what we originally anticipated and planned for. So it was just going to be this. We weren't going to have our stove or oven. So it was just going to be bench space. And that was all we were going to have. However, while Tristan was at IKEA, there were a few good things he picked up, and they weren't as expensive as what we thought. So we then opted in to have a stove and oven, and the hood range at the top, which, as you heard Tristan, the electrician came in and helped install all of that to make sure it all works. So that's been great. We also saw little things like more hanging space from IKEA, which we're kind of playing with on where we're putting everything at the moment. But that has been great for more storage. The other thing was that Tristan then opted in for doing a second bench and didn't consult me with it. So yes, I was pretty upset with him about it. However, I am happy that he did go with this option, because now this is pretty much where we do a lot of our prep work, or we just store everything here and then we cook and clean this side. So it's been really great to have both, and highly recommend having some sort of area, because we didn't think about that until afterwards. So definitely good. More hanging stuff like this from IKEA has been great too. As you can see, there are a lot of knives, and they're great in reach in case Tristan is not doing the right thing. So that's fantastic. Also, it's really good that they're up high so that Amelia Rose can't reach them. So that's always a good thing too. So we'll move further down. Tristan ended up picking these up from IKEA. The first lot that he picked up a while back was actually the wrong size, and we didn't know until it got here. So we ordered some more, and surprisingly, whenever Tristan orders from IKEA, it comes like within the next 2 days. Whenever I order from IKEA, it comes like 3 months later. So I'm glad he did it, and we got them all and put them all in place. So we've got a couple of these around the container, and they are great for storage stuff. We were able to actually fit our fridge in, which was one of the main things we always wanted, because firstly, it's the first fridge that Tristan and I have bought together. Couples. But then it is a really, really big fridge because we've got a growing family. Tristan wants more, I do not. So, big fridge was an essential thing, and so we had to kind of put everything we moved everything around to fit the fridge in. So we're happy with that, and our microwave. Because not many tiny homes have that either. So they're two things that were essential for us. Coming further down, this is our electrical switch box, which is great because we have tripped it once, and it's sitting right here in the kitchen. It's just been easy to just kind of flick the switch. So that was handy. We also then bought a new vacuum cleaner, and we went with a Ryobi because we really like Ryobi now. Apparently it's a tradies thing.
Sponsorship.
But the other one that we had was really, really big and bulky, and in a small, tiny home. Firstly, storage was an issue, but also we didn't need it to be so big because really it's a small, tiny home to vacuum. So this works perfectly, and it fits all the batteries from Ryobi, which we now have 1,000,001 Ryobi things. So it seemed to be the right choice. Moving forward, in here is our bathroom. So as you can see, we haven't done much on the walls yet because it was a rush to get in, but very similar to the kitchen. We're actually undecided on what we're going to be doing with the tiles and what color we want to go with. So we've kind of just left it for now, and that'll be a decision we make very, very soon. So we've still got our vanity set that we had planned for, which is fine. And our mirror fits on perfectly. It's really, really big, which I really, really like. Cheese. And then we've got a couple of other bits and pieces that we are still kind of working on. The bathroom's kind of been one of those things that we've built, it works, and we've just kind of left it and haven't really organised or done much in it. So this will be our next working project. This is the tiling that Tristan had put together with the grout.
Bit messy at the moment.
So it is a little bit messy at the moment, but we're getting there with that. A couple of good things that we did pick up was like this little thing from IKEA has been great for when we are in the shower or bath. We just roll it out, and actually each of us have our own little section on there. So it's really good and easy, and we've put like Amelia Rose's in reach for her, which has been great. Okay, so then we've got our bath/shower. So we've gone with the curtain options. There has been a couple of things we've been fiddling with, like the curtains are really, really long, so we actually chopped it at the bottom. This one that we picked up from Bunnings was actually better than the one from IKEA because it's got the magnets on it, so it actually sticks to the bath, which is great, where these other ones, they kind of float around, which is why we cut it. But it works really, really well with the kids being in the bath and having that there. So there you can see we've got our taps, and we still need to put a little bit of a boarding behind it. So that is something that we'll be doing in the near future. Yeah. And moving back this way. Sorry, that's it, yeah. So when we come back this side, just looking outside, this is a little bit of an impromptu thing. So before we moved up, I think it was the day that we were actually moving up, we still had the 3 little puppies that were only a couple weeks old. And with the dogs as well, we weren't sure how that was going to pan out. So the day we actually moved up, Tristan surprised us and built a deck because we didn't know how we were going to get outside with all the puppies. So it was a bit of an impromptu thing. The decking was done with some pallets, which we still had some left over. So Tristan laid them out and then put on a decking over the top of that, which then created a little bit more of a space for us. So that was the first thing that had happened, and some stairs for the puppies to go up and down. A little ramp, which helped the puppies. They didn't really use it that much before we rehomed 2 of them. But Nala uses it all the time now, which is nice. So out here, we then put out our fencing for the pups so that they couldn't get out, and Aragon and Tessa. And then not long after that, I was getting upset that I didn't have a laundry. So Tristan then decided to extend the deck out, as you can see a little bit more, and build me somewhere that I can actually wash our clothes, which is essential. So this was a little bit more of an impromptu thing, and we weren't really sure how it was going to look anyway. But I'm really happy with this. We've just got to fix up the decking and maybe put up some stuff for hanging in cupboard space in here or shelving units. And to be honest, I'd be happy to have this like this permanently once that's all sorted. So pretty happy with it.
Please subscribe next time. Goodbye.